1. An environmental impact study shall be completed and submitted to the township before grading permit is issued by the township. 42. Range shall commence vertical drilling within 2 years of the date of this conditional use approval. 43. The following personnel and supervisory trailers are permitted on site for resting accommodations during the vertical and horizontal drilling process. During vertical drilling, 6 supervisory trailers are permitted to be placed on location for 8 supervisory personnel remaining on site during the vertical drilling phase. 1 rig supervisor, 1 rig manager, 1 mud logger, 1 solids control, 2 rig operations, 2 material systems. During horizontal drilling, 8 supervisory trailers are permitting for 11 supervisory personnel on site during the horizontal drilling phase. 1 rig supervisor, 1 rig manager, 2 directional drillers, 2 mud loggers, 1 mud engineer, 2 solids control individuals, 2 measurement while drilling personnel. 44. Range shall obtain and possess all required background checks for personnel, including supervisory personnel, and specifically included ranges representations, representatives, contractors, and subcontractors working on the site, and make same available for review by the township upon request. 45. All conditions set forth herein apply in full force and effect if set forth in Ordinance 9, 2011, and shall be enforced through Section 4 penalties of Ordinance 9, 2011. 46. Ordinance 9, 2011, and all conditions herein apply in full force and effect to all entities working on any part of the oil and gas development as defined by Ordinance 9, 2011. And so you're asking, Eric, for 41.
Correct.
So 41 reads, an environmental impact study shall be completed and submitted to the township before a grading permit is issued by the township. Is there anyone else that wants that sentence removed? So there's a motion and a second.
I have a question for Gretchen. I think it's 26. I kind of lost track. The Jake brake usage.
That was
Is
there.
there a distinction between restricted and prohibited? But you seem to use the word restricted in there. That's need to be open for interpretation.
That's a good. He's talking about Jake brakes. It says restricted. He's saying. Well, I'm sorry. What was the other word?
Prohibited.
Prohibited.
Yeah, prohibited stronger. Is that what you want?
Yeah, if we say restricted, I mean that's just
Okay.
well, we got needed it.
So it's actually 25. So we're going to change 25 to say range shall inform drivers that Jake brake usage on trucks is prohibited. Yes. I'm fine with that. Anyone else?
Discussion on the number 8 and 10 that illustrate the 24/7.
I'm sorry?
8 and 10 that illustrate the 24/7 continuous monitoring. We request possibly that the board look at that through the eyes of 4 or 5 times a week, plus handling the complaints that come in versus the burden of the 24/7.
I mean,
Sound consultant?
if they're setting up the monitors, what difference would it make if it's 7 days a week or 4 days a week? It's not like somebody has to stand up there holding the machine.
You asked for a sound consultant
It's
for the
continuous.
entity to do that? So it's not a
It says-
consultant, but a consultant entity would set up the monitor?
What? Range shall provide for Range's expense 24/7 continuous sound monitoring by a consultant entity, so a company, chosen by the township during the following phases. So,
So your description is that they would just put a monitor up on the pole? Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same with the air one. It's not, again, not like somebody needs to stay in there 24/7.
And the same with the air on number 10.
Right. Any other comments, questions before we take a vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Abstain.
Passes 4, and Ron abstains. Okay. 166-2020, consider application 2020-31 for Phase 2 of the Canonsburg-Houston Joint Authority wastewater treatment plant upgrades contingent upon addressing comments from the township engineer, location 315 Curry Hill Road, Canonsburg, R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District, applicant Canonsburg Houston Joint Authority. The Planning Commission recommended approval with the contingency on September 17, 2020.
Madam Chair, I can say that all of my comments have been addressed with the latest submission which we received today. I believe that Diane Allen is here. Diane here? She's not here. Okay. The question was related to stormwater management, which they've addressed on the site in the form of a pond. They're undergoing a major expansion down there, another major expansion that they have to get a permit for anyway. I can't explain quite what they're doing, but there's new buildings and structures going up there. They have to go through land development approval. There's really no public or private improvements, no additional parking or anything else. The only thing we were concerned about was stormwater management. As a part of their MPS permit, they have to put in a pond down there, so they will comply, and they have complied with our ordinance. That's really my only comments at this point on the plan. Anybody have any questions?
You said nobody. Sorry. And you said nobody is here.
No, I talked to Diane Allen today, and she indicated she was going to be here, but apparently she's not going to make it.
Are you comfortable with?
Yeah, all of our comments have been addressed. We had a number of different comments that they revised the plans. So they've addressed all the technical comments on the ordinance. We just had a full grading permit, and they will do this and they'll go on their way. I believe they've already taken bids on it.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Eric, did you say yes?
Said aye.
Passes 5-0. 167-2020, consider setting a date for a public hearing regarding conditional use application 2020-32 for Bell Landscaping, location 10 Cecil Henderson Road, Canonsburg, C1 General Commercial Zoning District, applicant Braselli Inc., Oliver Real Estate. The Planning Commission recommended approval on September 17, 2020, contingent upon addressing comments from the township engineer and with the following additional condition. Movable/non-movable concrete, non-concrete landscaping bins shall be constructed behind the building setback line.
Yeah, this is the conditional use plan. This is the former Big Jim's Roadhouse. I believe the board already consolidated the lots here. What they're proposing to do is use the existing facility. There was some discussion at the Planning Commission related to where they're going to have bins to store their landscaping material. What they agreed to do is they're going to have to put a buffer up along this line, and they agreed to hold the bins back behind the building line. So that was a condition that the Planning Commission also recommended. So I believe all you're doing tonight is just setting a public hearing, and that's all I'm doing.
Do you think that it would take longer than an hour? Could we do it an hour before our, is everybody okay with that? 6 o'clock, November 2nd, an hour prior to our next board meeting?
I don't believe there's anybody any residents that are affected by it, so I'm sure you could get there.
Okay, so we'll set that date for 6 p.m. November 2nd. Is that 6:30? Wow. I'll say 6 p.m. just to be safe. 168-2020, consider application 2020-33 for rank consolidation plan, location Rising Road, McDonald, R1 low density residential zoning. Applicant Alan Rank. The Planning Commission recommended approval on September 17th, 2020.
This is the rank consolidation plan. I believe there's a representative from J.R. Gales here tonight representing the plan if there's any questions. But this is the Allen Rank property. It's located up off of Rising Road. It's near the turnpike. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. And the purpose of the plan, this is actually the Cecil Township line and the South Fayette line right here. This location, all they're doing is bringing back some property into the bigger rank parcel right here and putting a Z line on there. So It's my understanding that Turnpike originally took this land. They didn't know totally what they would need at the time. It was given back to Mr. Rank actually through an Allegheny County ordinance that brought the property back. He's now in possession of it. We've seen that document. And really all he's doing is revising his property line now to be around in this direction here. It's all consolidated. This line goes away, this line goes away, and then it becomes one large parcel.
Is there any plan for it that he's mentioned, or he's just?
Yeah, they're considering a single-family residential development here. I think they're working out some sewer issues right now, as I understand it. Whether it's I believe this is serviced by Midway, so they're just working those issues out.
Thank you.
I make a motion.
This property is no longer his. Hasn't he sold this property?
No, it's my understanding it's still Mr. Ranks. He's working with Bill Fink, Paragon Homes. It's still being signed off on by the Ranks, right?
Yes,
Correct. That's who made the application.
I'm pretty sure it was sold. GSL bought it, the owner.
He sold some of his pieces in South Fayette.
He said he sold some of his parcels in South Fayette.
Yeah, but the guy from GSL bought the big white house and the big house in the back.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Can
Definitely.
we verify?
Yeah, that was a year ago. That was sold.
I know he sold them.
You're saying that it is sold? You're
It is
agreeing?
Yeah, it's not his.
Yes, Jim O'Connor owns that horse farm on Rising Road now, with the white house in the front, the barn in the front, the sand arena in the back, the big house in the back. That's owned by Jim O'Connor.
Can we verify that he owns this before we agree to a consolidation?
Dan, the ordinance allows, if he's an authorized representative, he doesn't have to be the owner to make application for subdivision.
But do we have confirmation that he's an authorized?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have a deed in the file here that shows that it's through Mr. Rank, Alan Rank, the parties involved. And the application is made and signed by Alan Rank, owner. It's in our file.
Could we table this and then approve it at our next meeting? Is there a rush to get this done? I mean, we can't approve a consolidation without assurance that
I don't
he
know
is.
how do you propose to assure it other than his deed?
Yeah, I with all due respect to Ron, there's a lot of property flow going around up in there. What we trust is the surveyor wouldn't be saying that it's owned by somebody if it's not. He's the one who puts a seal on the plan.
Yeah, it's
And it has to be signed by somebody. So the proof in the pudding would be it being signed, but we'll verify it. I wouldn't suggest holding it up, but we'll verify it before the township. We recommend the township sign it to make you feel comfortable.
So
He definitely doesn't own it.
So,
Definitely.
so we could make a
Doesn't own
motion,
this property, Ron?
No.
we could approve this pending a verification of ownership.
Sure.
So moved.
What did you say Tim's last name is? That he owns it.
Jim O'Connor
Jim
owns
O'Connor.
the farm, but Alan does hold other property on Rising Road as well.
that property.
It's across from the Walker farm.
So we just need verification. So if
Sure,
we want to move
absolutely.
forward with this, we just need verification that it is owned by Mr. Rank. So it's been moved. Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So it's approved pending verification of ownership.